able to know the 5-number summary quickly and easily is always least to greatest. Laura, 1,000 points right there. And let's do this.
I found him. What's he doing? I don't know.
The 5-number summary is the following values.
He's talking to someone.
From least to greatest, min, Q1, median, Q3, and the max. Nice answers. If you put the 5-number summary in the chat, you get 1,000 points. Keep these answers coming.
What is it? What happened?
Oh my gosh, Stranger Things season 4. Totally crazy right there. You didn't see that scene, but it's in there somewhere in the show. But good to see everyone here. I feel like the mic might be a little bit loud. Tell me if it is. How you doing, Leela? Good to see you here. Kayla, Jessica, Kayla, also right there. Wesley, Jack, everybody here. Sydney, I saw so many people in the chat. Let's throw out some more points. How is everyone doing tonight? Oh my gosh, I don't know what's too loud or too quiet these days. You tell me. Put a little music on here, and we're here to take questions and give answers. What are you thinking? It's the start of the stream tonight. Thank you for showing up here on this Sunday night. Let's put a little timestamp in here. Start of Q&A session. There we go. Start of the Q&A session. Say hey in the chat. Remember, if you're here to get points, just saying, hey, Reagan, good to see you here. Reagan and Ashley Kathleen, good to see you there. And if I mispronounce anyone's name, please tell me. Jake, good to see you. I'll look over for a second. A bunch of people joined in, ready for class right there. We can talk about class. We can talk about 201, 320. Drop the question in the chat, and if you want, do something like 201 dash and do a question. Grace, great to see you here. Mewbot was saying hey to people in the chat earlier, but if you want to put a question related to your class or just what I do here online, just drop it in the chat. I'm watching the chat right now as we speak. Isabel, great to see you here too. We're making people mods. We're going on limbs here. If your name is Blue, you're a mod. Means you have power to moderate the chat. We don't usually need moderation of chat, but it's the internet, and the internet's going to do what the internet's going to do. Michaela, good to see you here. 475. How does this course compare to 474? Really good question. You know, we're going to see some fun stuff. Let's take the first question of the night. It is a 474 question. I'm going to put it in here. We're going to record the questions in here. How does 475 compare to 474? First question of the night. Let's go and check it out. Then we got a 201 question coming right up. Here we go with that first question of the night. So here's what my canvas looks like. a lot of stuff on my canvas. I was getting everything ready to go the last few days. So here we go with the first thing, the 474 question next too. Let's go over to the BS 475 section right here. And you're going to be doing a good bit of coding in 475. So I would say 474 and 475 are super duper similar. Rajev, good to see you here. So good to see everyone. We'll make you a mod too. These are going to be very similar. 474 and 475 are very similar. They're heavy coding classes. Don't let coding freak you out though, because if you're stuck on code, who can you contact? If you are stuck on code, what could you do? Ooh, good questions. Cooper's got a bunch. We might do some 201 speedrun questions after this. If you're stuck on code, what can you do? All my 474, 475 students, you're stuck on code. What are you doing, Aaron? Good to see you here. What do you do if you're stuck on code? What should you do? You're stuck because these are heavier coding classes. Adson, good to see you here. Big Peel Mods. What should you do? I need some. We get points for these answers. Contact you. Reach out on Discord is great. If you've noticed, I've got a few more questions to answer on Discord. We went and got groceries and made some burgers tonight. So I haven't answered all the Discord questions yet. Has anyone noticed that Discord's a pretty quick and fast way to get responses? We might even have the Discord link in here right now. But you can already see some of the first assignments coming up here. These aren't the released assignment yet. We have confidence in R. I don't know if anyone's submitted this yet. Good going right here. This is the first assignment. Matt, good to see you here from the first stream. Good to see you again. So here is the first assignment, and it's really just a knitting assignment. I put some stuff right here about how to be successful in 475. So that's the first 475 question. Let me speed run the next 474 question. 201, hang out. We're going to do a ton of 201 questions coming up right after this. Jack asked something about joining the Discord. Let's see right here. I just asked in the Discord, I was wondering how could I possibly reinstall R? I had to reset my PC and lost it. Ooh, good question. Let's talk about installing R. Okay, here we go with the next question of the night, and keep those questions coming in. Installing R for 474 and 475 and 201. Hang out, you're next. Let's go talk about installing R right here. Do we have a 48-hour window? Leela, that is correct right there. 48-hour window. Good stuff right there. I'm going to go grab the installing our playlist on here. I'm going to drop this in the chat for you. We're just speedrunning questions. And so check it out. We got 23 people watching. That's awesome. More points for just being here. Okay, so I have a getting started playlist. And if you are updating / installing your R, you want to go to this getting started playlist. I'm able to join Discord. Grace, let me know if you people have had that issue. It might be in Riley. Great to see you here. We will try to get that fixed up for you. This is the installing our playlist with a little bit longer hair Brian than current Brian. And I walk through how to install R. So let's put here installing or our playlist. So check it out right there. There's a link that I just dropped in the chat. It's also a playlist on the channel, and it basically walks you through on how to do everything. It's 201 ready for some speedrun. I see so many great questions right here. I saw your email that there was extra credit for commenting on Discord. Where exactly do we comment our question in the Stat 1 channel? Anywhere in the 201 channel, Isabel, you'll see people already asking questions in there. What you'll notice is, let me go over to, I have the Discord over here. A bunch of people have been joining in. I gotta watch out because bunch of questions. No, a few people have been answering while I've been away. What you'll see is, let me put up my screen thing right there. Okay, good. When I reply, I'm gonna take it where you don't see their name because I'm just gonna show what the Discord looks like. Discord bonus. Let's talk about the Discord bonus real briefly here. Are you ready? Put a section here, Discord bonus. We're putting these in if anyone wants to come back later. Has anyone joined the Discord yet? This is the section of the video here talking about the Discord bonus. This applies to all classes. Getting the Discord bonus. Okay, you will know you have the Discord bonus if you see something like this right here. Vanish, good to see you here. You have it. Kayla has the Discord bonus right here. I will reply to you. I will tag your reply. I joined the Discord. Great, Isabel. That's awesome. And so you'll see me tag your what you say right here. I was replying all yesterday, today, got groceries, like I said, so I haven't been caught up. I joined this afternoon. The Discord help video helped a ton. Awesome. Go in and Vanish has joined too. That's awesome. Pretty easy to join up. Maybe takes about 5 to 10 minutes. If you get stuck, let us know. If there's an installation problem, let us know. If you contact me and you've been trying to get it worked out and you don't get it by Tuesday, you'll still get the bonus point, but don't wait till like Wednesday. With that said, and Matt, great dad. Yeah, I think I saw you on the Discord. If you notice, how easy is it to just post a question to Discord? And if people seeing questions from other people already, I've been bolding the short answer to my questions. Every time someone asks a question, I try to give like a thorough response, but I think this was how long should lectures take us? And then I try to bold like the most important part of the message, like the kind of, and Layla sees it right there. Yeah, it's really, you just post a message. It's like instant messenger, and just think of it like a group me basically, but there's more capabilities. Frankly, if you want to meet with me, we can meet on Discord super quickly. You just click my name and you're like, hey, are you free? I want to show my screen. So we don't have to worry about sending out Zoom links. That's why I'm a huge fan of Discord. You don't have to be like, hey, can you give me a Zoom link? Can we do blah, blah, blah? It's just like, hey, I have this issue. Can I show you it? And you're like, yeah, here. And then we just join a call. It's like that. So big fan of Discord, and it's been very helpful for a lot of students. Super easy and convenient. Carly, that's awesome. Thank you. Carl, we're throwing you some points right there in the whole chat. Let's see. We got a lot of other questions. I don't think I missed any. Let me see right here. We're going to do a speed run of 201 questions. Let's put this in. You ready? I'm going to see if there's anything I missed. So keep putting those speed running 201 questions. I'm going to copy them in here so you can see them as we talk about them. I'm going to write the responses so you can see them too. I'm going a little bit further back. What is the best way to study for exams, says Cooper. Here's the really awesome news. In 201, exams are only worth 33% of your grade. While they are super important, you can still make a B and make 50s on the test. I don't suggest this. With this knowledge right here, oh, good question, Vanish, right there. What do you think is going to be your number one way to secure most of your grade in 201? Now I'm going to talk about how to study for the exam, but what do you think if I had to tell you, if you want to secure your grade, what do you think the number one thing to do is? And I'll tell you this much. If you figure it out, do we have practice exams? The Canvas content are basically practice exams. The Canvas content has exam questions. I can't see any of the questions on Discord. Do I need to do something else? You might not have authenticated yet or clicked the class role. If you can't see it yet, let me go grab that video for you and follow the instructions on it. And if you have problems authenticating, let us know. I'm going to grab the authentication help video here as I'm talking. And I could talk about that briefly here too, but it might be that you haven't authenticated, but you can also like click my name and message me. Let me know if there's issues. And Leela right there said it perfectly. And there are study guides. Check this out. You ready? I'm going to try to write all these down. There's study guides for the exams. And we'll hop back to talking about more Discord here in a second. The best way I'd say for studying for the exam, we'll match format, right? Something like that. Yes. Let's write this right here. Yes. So I have just put the review for exam 1. Can anyone figure out for some extra credit points on how to get to review 2 in the chat? The Stat 1 homepage has review material for all exams and practice tests. Can anyone figure out, I thought that was right there. Who can figure out the code to talk to MuBot, who's our class bot, and get MuBot? He might appear over me. There he is right there. Who can figure out how to get to review 2? 20 points. So if you're ever here watching, you're like, where's that review 2 page? Where is review 2? Where would review 2 be? If you look at the command I just wrote in the chat, does anyone know? I'll answer the question here in a second. Try and do as many questions as I can do tonight. Great job, Cooper, right there, earning everyone some points, and Layla doing it too. That right there will bring you to review 2, and there is also review 3. I thought we made a fake code of review 68, but he's supposed to be like, what? There's 68 reviews? What? But I don't know, it didn't work. There is no 68 exams, don't worry. But right there, the material for exam 2, the review material for exam 3, and you can go here. How do bonus points work on Discord and YouTube Live? So your points, well, let's do that here next. Keep the questions coming. I'm going to try not to miss anything. So these are the study guides for the person who asked about the study guides. You can go here to the Stats 1 homepage, and I have video walkthroughs of chapter reviews. So here's chapter reviews going over each chapter. I talk about the material. You can pause the videos. Here are reviews where I go over each question. There's practice test questions where you can see example questions and how to solve them. So this is from the review test, question 3. And then I have, these are the speedrun reviews. These are one of my favorite things right here. Then we'll do the next question.
Epic Stat 201 speedruns of statistics. Brian Stevens versus Chapter Decision Trees.
So there you can go to review some decision trees. But check out the videos on here. They review the topics, and then you also have formula sheets, which you can print out for the test. Please at any time ask questions, even as the semester's going on. And Vanish asked right here, how do the bonus points work? So I've done the bonus points on Discord a little bit differently. There it is right there. There's the question. The way bonus points work, thank you, Kayla. I'm an interesting... I don't know. Sometimes I just make things. There are 3 exams in 201. We're doing a little 201 right here. Thank you, Jessica, right there. Glad you appreciate that. So the bonus points, I think I have it set for the 201 class. This is only 201. Did I put you need 5,000 points? You know what I'm going to do? I did this for the other ones. You tell them, hashtag show up. We're doing something a little bit crazy here. We're giving 1,000 bonus points. That's 1/10 of the bonus points you need. 1/10 of the bonus points you need right there have just been given to you to get your full point of bonus. I think it's a full point. We can check the syllabus. I teach a lot of classes, and my brain sometimes blinks between the classes. Let's go back here. Let's go look at your syllabus. So you get hours, and you get points. Now, if you're wondering, so Kayla and everyone was like, yes, the points. You can look at your points at any time. You have to talk. Right there, some poggers in the chat. So you got to talk every 15 minutes for MuBot to remember you. MuBot is the class bot, and I probably need to write this down. So let's write it down, and then we'll check the syllabus. On YouTube, and I'm going to disappear. Oh, God, wait. That's the wrong button. Talk at least every 15 minutes. This way, MuBot sees you in the chat, and you get points. I've had people who are like, I was here, I swear. And I'm like, well, if you gotta, even checking your points counts as talking. Does everyone understand that right here? Like, if you just check your points, MuBot's like, oh, they're still here. So, like, I really like this. I like seeing Kayla right there in the chat. I like seeing Michaela. I like seeing Liz right there in the chat. Finally got jump installed. Liz, this 20 points goes out to you. Don't worry. I'll only throw out a few thousand points every once in a while. The 20 points still worth it right there. Those 20 points go out to you. You just do exclamation mark points like everyone else right there. So you do exclamation mark points right here to check your points. And Mewbot will then hashtag show up. Not like Claire did them, but that's right. Was it Claire? I don't know. Long time ago. We got memes in this class. Lots of memes all day long here. But you just interact in the chat. You just talk, you just say hi to me. It's just about being present here. Does that make sense to everybody? Do you have recorded lectures? This is all recorded. So with 201, you'll be doing modules that I've created. If there's any issues with them or any problems, let me know. So let me take Sam's question right here. We made you a mod, Sam. There you go, Sam. Thank you so much. And there's Sam's question right here. We're just gonna do a little more 201. And one reason I'm focusing on 201 a lot is they are asynchronous. So if you're in 201, is there a group me? There can be. We don't have an official one. You know me, I love the Discord. That's all I'm saying. If you ask a question in the Discord, there's a lot of people to help you out. Totally pro group me too. Dr. Knoxville. Oh, please, Ashley, Kathleen, don't worry about if you're driving right now. Don't worry about interacting. And if you say, hey, Brian, I was driving, can you throw me some extra points later? I'll throw you some extra points. But focus on the road. Don't worry about us. You'll do great. So with this right here, do we have recorded lectures for 201? Let me put syllabus, outlines, point structure. You also get bonus for joining the Discord. How many hours a day will the homework test take? Oh, good question right there. Do you have recorded lectures? The lectures are on Canvas and are asynchronous. Discord is the new group meet. Woo! Liz knows what's... Yeah, I like that. Liz, 20 points right there. I like that. That's our... You know what we're going to do? Liz, you may not know this, and others may not know this, but we have quotes. And Liz, we're going to answer the next question here next. But Liz, you just got a quote right there. Mewbot now knows quote 231. And so that shall forever live on in infamy right there. Discord is the new group me right there. Quote 231. Only here. Do you have recorded lectures? Let's go show those lectures real quick. And here is what the lectures look like. We're going to go over to the asynchronous 201 through my maze of courses right here and keep those questions coming in. We're going to do all the questions. We'll go over here to the modules. This is super important right here. Probably going to send out reminders tomorrow saying start the modules. You'll go down here. Oh, I already got the lectures highlighted. Wait, did I do this? Wait, I don't even know what's going on. Somehow it's highlighting all. I think Mewbot has taken over the computer or something. So we go here to stats starts here. This is the lecture, which is just bolded everywhere apparently. And these are the lectures you'll be doing. Like I said, I've created them. Please tell me if there's any issues. There's knowledge checks. So we get points in the lectures. It has a completion percentage and there is a due date on them. It has completion percentages and there are due dates. There's little stops right here. We have to click it and read about it. Read about the moments right there. What our data goes through here. Data can be numbers, images. Here's what raw data looks like. I would suggest going through. Now, there are videos too. We'll go to a later lecture. That one's kind of boring. It's super quick. Doing it as we speak. Nice job. It's for all the classes, Thomas. Thank you for being here. So with these lectures, the later ones get a little more intense, as you can tell. We'll go down to here to... Did I just skip? We'll go to linear regression lecture. I do put the videos in there also. So here's the linear regression lecture. And we're focusing on 201. Yep. And here's the linear model. I think I did some drawings right here. You get to see my amazing, oh, there's my amazing drawing on my pad right there. There's a line, if you can't tell. There is the y-intercept, and then the slope right there is the rise over run. So I just couldn't find really good pictures illustrating exactly what I wanted to show, and then we make our model. And then which of the following is how we label the intercept? Art right there. Oof, some high-class art. Who knows? Does anyone know from 201, 320, or 474, 475, what is the coefficient of the intercept? And there's a really easy way to remember this, and we're going to do more questions right here. Does anyone know for 20 points, so we only get Mewbot points on YouTube live streams? That's correct, Isabel. Great question. Does anyone know, is it B0, B1, or B2? Who knows? You can take a guess. The answer was up there, so you can check, but you should know the coefficient of the intercept is what? And there's a really easy way to remember it. Good guess right there. It's not B1, and Kirsten got it right there. It's B0. And the way to remember this is it's when x is equal to 0. So B0, see, B1 is for each 1 unit increase in x, and B0 is when x is equal to 0. Does that make sense? B0 is when x is equal to 0, B0, and B1 is for each 1 unit, and that's why I highlighted the 1 right there and the 0. Think of this value as when x is equal to 0, then we get B0. So I try to put some helpful notes in there. What is B0? That's the coefficient of the intercept. Great job, Lauren, right there, repeating the answer. We like that here. And you're free to join in any of these. Are you going to meet for a class on live streams, or it's at your own pace if you're in 201? But, let's do that question here next and keep those questions coming in. So we'll answer B0. This is what your online lectures look like that you'll be doing. Great job, Christy, right there. So let me point this out. Let's say you're like, you know what? This is good, Brian, but I want to talk to my teacher. Who knows, for 20 points, we're taking Kathleen's question right here. Who knows how you could possibly meet with Brian for 201? If you're 201 right now, how could you meet with Brian? The class is at your own pace, but what? You about to track my progress? Oh, he's tracking it right now. Live office hours. Liz knows right there for those 20 points. You are correct. Live office hours or Discord. You can message me on Discord. You can email me too. But it's at 10:30 each morning. And if you're wondering how to get to that, if you say, well, where are those office hours? The office hours are right here on Canvas. So if you're wondering, they are posted on the YouTube channel. Thank you, Christy, and everybody right there. Chanel right there saying it too. You'll notice right here the live office hours, 10:30 a.m. every morning. If you just click this right here, you'll go over to the playlist, and you see we're currently in the playlist. So this is recorded. Now, I want to tell you one last cool thing before we take the next question here. Did you know? It's like a, did you know? You can actually rewind this live. If you click down here right now, you can pause this while it's happening. You can rewind it. You could even, if you're behind in time, play it at 2 times speed. If you hit spacebar while watching this right now, you will pause this. You can be like, oh, Brian's going too fast. Slow down. Use that pause. Just pause live video. It's awesome. So I'm a huge fan of this because there's so many additional features. We're also broadcasting in 1080. Also, after we do a live stream, I go in here and I put in the timestamps that you see me recording. So all these timestamps that I'm recording right here on the screen, I come back later and I add them to videos. So if you want to come back and you see the introduction to Stat 201 right here, you can go back in and watch this right here. Thank you so much, Kayla. Definitely 20 points. Kayla right there knows you can come back and watch any office hours, any live stream, and get help this way. Let's see, there were maybe some questions I missed. Just drop them in the chat. And once again, if you notice how this is, always watching the chat right here. Always trying to interact and see what you're saying. Thank you, Kayla, for that positivity right there. What other questions? We'll do a little more 201 right here, and then maybe switch gears to the 474, 475. What questions are there? I know a lot of people are trying to join up the Discord. I've got a lot of things to reply to. Do we still get points for it? You don't get points. Good question right there. Is Mewtwo giving me points? Mewbot is. If you want to check your points, go right here and let me answer Jessica's question, which is, but you can come to office hours or ask on Discord to contact Brian or email. Okay. The next question was, do we get points for watching them later? Bonus points are only for watching live. Bonus points are only for watching live. How many questions are there on the exam? Probably about 40 to 50, 35 to 50. I'm giving myself 35 to 50. It's a wide range. So about 35 to 50. Keep the questions coming in. We'll try to speed run some questions. I said speed run, then I went slow. 35 through 50. Maybe 40-ish. How many hours a day should homework take? At the start, it's going to be quicker. So I would say at the start, oh my gosh. At the start, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, maybe even quicker sometimes. Later in the semester, it could take 2 hours. Now, one of the top things, once again, and correct, I think people are asking about the window for the exams, 48 hours, because I see 48 hours. Yep, to Jacob's question, 48 hours for exams. So let me add that here since a lot of people are asking how long to take exams. They are open 40. Thank you for all the people knowing that. 48 hours up till the due date at midnight on day it's due. Just make sure to let me know if you have any issues. Up till's not a word. I think each is 90 minutes. Yep, exams are 90 minutes. There we go. Lots of answers the day before people who want to do it early. Exactly. Oh, Liz, great job. Yeah, I would not. You read the Discord answer. I wouldn't advise taking it early. Like, a little more time helps, especially when class is 1 month. For the exams, are the questions all multiple choice, or are they a nice mix of other stuff? Good question, Sam, and let's do something right here. Let's see some exam questions. So who wants in 201 right now to see what exams are going to look like? Who would like that? Anyone want to look at an exam question or two? Are exams possible to reschedule? Let me know ahead of time. Like if you're like, hey, Brian, I just don't want to take the exam. Don't do that. If you're like, hey, Brian, I'm super sick and in the hospital, we'll get something worked out. Or, hey, Brian, I've got this huge wedding or something. Let me know and we'll talk about it. It's not meant to be rescheduled. And people are saying yes to exam questions. It is a mix. The Canvas content is what exam questions look like. Canvas content questions can and often are on the test. So what days of the week? Caitlin, good question right there. It's going to be a lot of homework. When I was getting this done on Friday and Saturday, I was like, wow, this is a lot of work. So do realize this is like an everyday thing. That's my best advice is like, try to work ahead and ask questions as soon as you're stuck. So we're going to see a little bit of exam questions here. Let's head over here. I'm going to make sure I pull up the right thing. And so what is Brian going to be pulling up right now to show you exam questions? Good question. Good answer. Liz, great job. More points. What is Brian about to pull up to show you what exam questions will look like? Do you remember what it's called? What these are called right here? What is Brian pulling up right here to show you what exam questions will look like? You're like, oh, the exam questions look a lot like these. What is Brian going to show you? What is Brian about to show you that exam questions can be pulled from? No one knows yet. Pretty much, that's kind of what they call it. Chanel, good answer right there. Please tell me if I say anyone's name incorrectly. The Canvas content quizzes. Now, these are different from my Pearson quizzes. These quizzes look like the test. These are not the My Pearson homework. They're not the My Pearson quizzes. Those are different separate things. Those are the My Pearson work. The homework has infinite attempts. The quizzes, you get 5 attempts and your highest attempt counts. And the quizzes close the night they're due. Homework for My Pearson is open all the time. I hit you with a lot of information right there. It's all on the syllabus. My number one advice is just do everything before it's due. That's the number one thing to do. So Canvas content quizzes, I put 5 attempts on all of them. This is the category right here of Canvas content quizzes. And we're going to go to the first one right here, and we're going to see how we do. Now, these are actual test questions. Did everyone hear that? These things right here could be on the what? Canvas content quizzes could be on the what? I repeat things a lot. Like, I want to make sure people know this. Like, these right here could be what? If people say, how do I stay for the test? They could be on the exams right there. Jacob, you got it right there. And Sierra and Lila right there, you got it. They could be on the exam. So this is huge. So what I would do is I would grab some note cards and I'd write each one of these down on a note card. Because if this might be on the exam, I've got an exam question to study. Probably one of the biggest payoffs on like studying right here. I mean, we want to understand the concepts, but right here in this video right here, as I do these, you could just write these down, get them good and memorized, and you've got a little bit of success for the test right there. Let's go ahead and start the Canvas content. Right here we go. Okay. A blank is collected to make inferences about a population. Does anyone know what we collect to make inferences about a population? Like, think you got this big cake in front of you and you want to learn about it. You're like, man, I want to take a what of this cake, a variable of this cake, a statistic of this cake, a sample, exactly. So a sample is kind of our insight into a population. The statistic is what we learn about it. Good answer right there, Vanessa right there. So a statistic is a kind of data value, data. My New York accent comes out every once in a while. But we sample a population, and then a statistic is what we learn from a sample. The parameter is what we're interested in learning. So maybe we want to know like the rating of a cake. So we have to take a sample of the cake. And then when we try the cake, our rating is a statistic. And if we get a group of people, then that would also be a statistic. The truth about what people think about that cake is the population parameter. And we cover that through the chapter. Oh, Master X, good to see you here, right? X, great job, X right there. Been on the streams before saying, hey, good to see you. Oh, thank you so much. And you are allowed to use pseudonyms if you want. People are allowed to use any sort of name they like as long as it's appropriate. But good stuff right there. Good stuff. Always love seeing former students swing by, say hey. The type of data that puts people into groups, is that a quantity, category, or identifier? What do people think right here? Remember, real test questions. Chapter 1's a little bit easy. Don't worry. Don't worry if you get anything wrong. We're just here to practice. If you get it wrong, that means you're learning. If you get it right, then what was the point of doing it? You already knew it. It is categorical. That is correct. Great job. More points in the chat. What type of variable, now watch out, describes player ID? Now we have these 3 types of variables. Identifiers are a special type of categorical variable, which are unique for each and every observation. So player ID, oh, Sydney knows the cat right there, Mubot saying it. It is an identifier. Identifiers are unique and cannot ever repeat. What is the point of an identifier? Just think, be like, okay, an identifier, what does it do? An identifier, since it's unique, is meant to what things in a data set? Like, why would we have an identifier? Like, think, it's an identifier. It has to be unique because it needs to what something in a data set. Hence why we call it an identifier. It would what something in a data set. Think about the word identifier. To identify, Dylan right there. Great job. And Chanel, great work too. Leo, you got it. It would identify. That's why it has to be unique. Because if you say, I'm person 485, whatever, and someone else says, no, I'm that person, he's like, wait a minute. That's not an identifier then. So anything that repeats cannot be an identifier. So something cannot repeat if it's an identifier, or rather identifiers don't repeat. Which of the following displays univariate categorical data? And I'm going to bombard you with information right here, but here is every single variable combination. Univariate, did it say univariate categorical? What is an answer? If you know how to read this right here, this is something we do when we're lecturing to, when I show this screen. My wife wrote this down. And so this is her handwriting, not mine. Mine you wouldn't be able to read. A bar chart. Great job, Vinesh, right there. That is correct. A bar chart is up there in the top because that's one categorical variable. There's the univariate quantitative. There's quantitative quantitative. There's quantitative categorical. And here's categorical categorical, which I'm currently covering up. But these are all the different combinations. And if people took 320, they know of logistic regression, which is a categorical Y and a quantitative X. So we will cover all of these things you see on the screen. But once again, know that bar charts are categorical. Univariate is the key thing to know right here. So a bar chart, histograms are quantitative univariate, scatter plots are bivariate quantitative, and mosaic plots are bivariate categorical. Match the variable type with the associated visualization. So bar charts, categorical, Pareto, categorical, histogram, quantitative, and stem and leaf is also quantitative. What kind of variable do we not make graphics of? So you can actually make these 50-50s. We don't usually make graphics of what kind of variables. And great job, Jessica and Ashley right there, and Rajiv right there. What kind of variable do we usually not make graphics of? Because it doesn't, the point of it's to identify stuff. Identifiers, Carly, great work right there. And guess what? If you were doing this along right here with me, you might have just got a 10 out of 10. You can look up the answer. What did I do? Oh no. Wait, which of the following is univariate quantitative? Oh no. Oh my gosh. I don't even know my sound effect. Oh no. Let's hit this sound effect. Univariate quantitative. That's univariate categorical. But you know what's so good about this? Guess what? You've got 5 attempts. And guess what that means? You win on this one because you get to see me make 100 on it because we're not going to settle for that. So we see that a sample gives us insight into a population. This is an identifier. Quantitative variables must be numeric. That is true. A Pareto is a special type of bar chart. And compute the mean, really, it's symmetric data. It looks like 20 and 30 average 25, 18 and 32 average 25, 25 compute. Submit the quiz, and we are done. Now we got that 10 out of 10. 5 attempts. Compute the mean is add the values and divide by the total values. We all make mistakes. It happens every once in a while. Like, I'm cracking up Jessica right there. Hey, sometimes I don't even make those 10 out of 10s. But once again, you get more attempts. So different versions as well. Exactly. So you know what you can do is you can use your multiple attempts and your highest attempt counts. So I mean, it's just practicing for the test, right? So I'd go in there and try to practice for the test and do multiple attempts. So that's good stuff right there. What other questions? Let's head back over to your 201 questions. I should have marked that. Let me go try to... Brian does a Canvas content quiz, right? We need more bookmarks. I'll find where that was. Brian does Canvas content quiz 1 or Canvas content quiz 1 right here. We'll go 201 Canvas content quiz 1. What other questions are there, 201? And if 474, 475 has questions, let me know. People are already at the diamond tier and the legendary tier. Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Oh, I got to change. So 201, your points are a little bit different. Maybe I should just put you on the regular scale, right? Maybe I should just do that like you're on the scale everyone else is on. Whoops. I've already kind of broken it. You got to get people active at the start. You have to get people like... I'll probably, I guess because of that, because Mubot assigns point tiers, I'll probably just have to put you to the regular point tiers. So I'll be nicer than the syllabus. I can always be nicer than the syllabus says. So is our scale harder for 201? It was meant to be a completely different scale. I was just going to like do the points completely differently, but in truth, I probably should just do it the same. It'll probably just confuse me. Leo! What up, Leo? We still got it on the soundboard.
Wow.
No, that's not it.
It doesn't matter.
Where's notation, brother?
Notation, brother.
There we go. Leo right here in the chat with some notation, brother. Are the lectures in order by modules? They are. The lectures are in order by modules. Keep asking those 201 questions right here. I'm going to put them here on the screen. Keep asking away. They are. They are in order. In order. Let's see here. How are the points transferred to Canvas? For which thing? Can you expand upon that, Ashley, right there? How are the points transferred to Canvas? Like I think the LTI, what is it? Webhooks, or like if we get into the actual integration of it. But Mike Pearson talks to Canvas, and Canvas also uses what's called SCORM from the... Oh, that has to be done at the end afterwards. Good question. So let me... How do we get our Mubot bonus? Brian adds it at the end of the semester. Good question right there. I add the Mubot bonus at the end of the semester. Been going good. Just been relaxing, Leo. Starting up. New quote. Which one right there? Which one is it right there? Which one are you suggesting, Liz? We'll put it on there, Liz. But we have so many quotes. Like if you go to random, here, we'll do a random quote. Are we allowed to use anything on the exam? Can we use a calculator? You can use your calculator and scratch sheet of paper. The exam should have an instruction page on it. Session does. But you can use scratch sheet of paper and calculator, and that's it. That's for 201. The other classes will be different. The other classes are different there because, don't worry, sometimes we do differences. What is the highest amount of bonus you can get? Well, it's a little bit changed here now. It's 1.2. So the max level. Do we have a Leo level? If Leo's still here, I think there's a Leo level. And as long as your calculator doesn't have internet capabilities, Isabel, you should be good. Just don't use one don't use your phone. I think most people know that. No real restrictions as long as it's not like a phone calculator and stuff like that. I reset the points, Leo. I'm sorry. Leo's got 80 hours. 10 points, Leo. 10 points. Scratch sheet of paper and calculator. That's it. No internet capabilities, i.e. phones. Just please don't have your phone up in front of you. That'd be better right there. Leo, I can fix that. Give me a second, Leo. Because Leo, you're give me a second, Leo. We're fixing what needs to be fixed, Leo. There's very important things here. Okay, Leo, you're fixed. Leo, your points are good now. What type of calculators? We're good on that. What is the highest mouse bonus you can get? 1.2. The stats grind was real last semester. Leo, do you have any advice for them? If you're on the Discord, I can join you on the call right here. Or people can join on if they want to say hey. Do you have any advice for them, Leo? Former student right here. 1.2 for points and 1 for hours. So 2.2 via watching live. This is for 201 only, because I said I would give 1 point for points. Teach us your ways. Come to class and take it. Well, they're asynchronous, so I would say come to office hours. Go to the extra stuff like Kahoots. Oh, and we'll do Kahoots for tests. So we'll do Kahoots for tests to review and have fun. So like Leo's saying, come to the extra stuff. Come to these. Just ask questions. Can you explain the hours? So the hours right there. Once again, if you talk every 15 minutes. Oh, thank you, Leo. If you talk every 15 minutes, MuBot sees you right there, Vinish. And your hours are where it says hours. So if you notice Leo's hours. He has a ton of hours, but I have more hours than Leo. So the hours are how many hours you've watched. You have to talk at least once every 15 minutes for MuBot to remember you. I've done a total of 1,517 hours streaming with MuBot. Those are my hours. And yeah, because I'm always here. That's stat to a 1. Maybe I don't talk sometimes, so maybe I don't get all the hours or points. But that's how long I've been active talking to MuBot. And everyone's checking their points. So you'll see some people also have hours already because they've come to like live streams and stuff. So you can check your points and hours at any time. Points and hours show up when you do the points command. MuBot, don't forget. Just saying that right there. He won't forget you. And if you do say MuBot, he will say, I am MuBot. So if you say like, MuBot, how are you? He will just say, I am MuBot. Or if you say hi, MuBot will say hi to you. He'll just say hi. He'll say hi and then your name. There's a lot of interesting, fun commands that we've put in here for MuBot. Did we put dog? Oh no, we've got cat and everything. 60 hours, yeah? We got all different stuff. What other questions are there right here? Reagan, good to see you. Do our existing hours count? Oh, but that's only for 201. That's only for 201. I guess if you already have existing hours as 201, then they would count. But Kayla, sorry, that's a 201 only exclusive. That's 201 exclusive. But I'm doing attendance for the other classes. Oh my gosh. Do I have to wipe hours? I don't want to wipe hours. I got to do that, right, Kayla? Because maybe I need to talk about that here next. But keep asking, does Mew know stats? He's got the MuBot on his forehead. Then we can talk a little 201 right here. How many hours do you need? That's for the upper level, right? We'll talk about that here next. So maybe we'll switch gears. MuBot, you're blocking me, man. Let's. There it goes.
MuBot, Mew.
MuBot, there we go. I am overheating. Back to normal. Okay.
Okay. Don't wipe the hours. I think I have to, but if you were here for these, I'll probably refund you an hour. So let's talk. Let's switch our gears. We'll come back here to 201. I won't wipe the 201 hours, which I can't do now. So I'm going to have to go through and manually do 474, 475, and redo hours. Screenshot all the quizzes on the canvas. Yeah, we were talking about that, Leo. Good tips. See, Leo knows right there. Those canvas content, take those screenshots of it. So let's switch gears a little bit. I'm going to put another thing right here. If you are in 474, 475, throw me all those questions right here. So let's put we're talking about 474, 475 questions right here. Let's say speed running. Yeah, Addison right there. Leo earning everyone some more points. Speed running 474 and 475 questions. So let's say right here, how does attendance work? So I'm doing a new thing right here. I've got actually a few things. I can think of a few questions right here. So this is 474, 475, and let me put that here at the top. Please keep giving those 201 questions and just ask any question. We'll circle back on 201 if you have more. Okay, so this is 474, 475 right here. The way attendance works, and I did it the same for both classes. Now there is a benefit to this, is with the classes, trying to find my browser window right here. With the classes, you need 30 hours. How will 475 be laid out? How many assignments each week? What I'm planning, good question right there, Grace. Let's do that next. And Dylan, good question. Great questions already. So when it comes to the attendance hours, here it is right here. When it comes to the attendance hours, you need how many hours? Now I'm going to have to reset these and I'll make sure people get their points. But when it comes to attendance hours online, how many hours do you need? And I'll zoom in here. How many hours do you need attendance-wise? I think I can see it right. There it is. I put it in bold. How many attendance hours do you need? How many attendance hours do you need? 30. And we'll make sure, I might have to do a little switching around, might be doing that later. You need 30 attendance hours for 474, 475. 474, 475, 370. Well, we still have our hours from today. That is correct, Kayla. If you feel, when you come to class tomorrow, if I don't have everything right, let me know. I'm going to probably make sure, because I can't reset it now. I should have reset it. I just love seeing everyone's hours. I love seeing that Leo's, like, I have students who have been here for like 200 hours, and that just means a lot to me. Like, when I see someone's been here for that long and hung out and had a good time, like, it really means a lot. Like, I don't know. I should have just deleted it, reset it. I could download it tonight and make sure. So maybe I'll download the thing and then I gotta update. I know, Leo, but check out your points now, Leo. I fixed your points. I can always fix things for people who are former students, but Leo, you should look at your points again now. There's been an update. We've been through a lot together, right, Kayla? And it's fun. It's the memories of that, right? Leo's leading the way on the point leaderboard now. Leo's got over 1 billion points, I think. What happens if we get the extra attendance points? Does that? Yeah, it does, Ed. That's to final grade. Adam, so good to see you here. Gig'em Adam right there. Mewbot learned a new thing over break. Learned Gig'em. Learn some Texas talk right down here. So with the attendance, make sure to be here if you're in 474, 475. I'm just going to let you get points for going to both classes. It's kind of a benefit, but you've kind of got the extra work. So that's not to have people, oh, congrats on the new job. Great work. I'm not saying take both classes, but I think it's great, but that's not like, hey, do both classes. But I think it's great. Okay. There were 2 questions which are really good. How do we determine our groups? Because we're going to be doing group work for 475. How do we determine our groups? How does attendance work? 30 hours of live watching to get full credit. You can get a bonus of 16 points for 36 hours. 16 out of 15. There we go. If you get the total you need, then you get that. The next question was, how do we determine groups? Groups are randomly assigned. Maybe I'll do one where you get to pick, but groups will be randomly assigned. So groups will be randomly assigned right there. One of our friends is starting the MSBA program. That's awesome. Congrats, shouts to Austin right there. That's really cool. Groups will be randomly assigned. I'll be assigning them pretty good. That's only for the upper level classes, Liz. Good question. You don't have an attendance thing for 201. There's no attendance. No, some randomness right there. No attendance for 201. This is only for I'll be teaching other classes here, 474, 475, 2 different business analytics courses. And you're welcome to ask questions about those. And yeah, good questions. The next question was, how will the assignments be laid out? And this is for 474, 475. Now, I've done something a little bit different right here, and I'm really excited for this. So what I'm going to do, this is huge. You'll probably hear this again tomorrow. So kind of repeat it back to me. Majed knows right there, show up. Assignments will be assigned at the end of classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They will be due on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So kind of like, the next, like if I assign one on Monday, it'll be due on Wednesday. If I assign one on Wednesday, it'll be due on Friday. If I assign one on Friday, it'll be due when? So assignments are assigned on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and they'll be due on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if I assign an assignment on Friday, it'd be due when? So it's like, this is the day Brian assigns assignments, and this is the day assignments are due. So, well, like, exactly, Sierra right there, exactly. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm really excited about this. Like, this might be crazy. Hopefully Brian doesn't lose his mind. And tell me what you think about this. Because I'm truthfully excited about it. Maybe I'm crazy. But that's how you spell Wednesday. Commas. The assignments will be reports that are 2 through 5 pages. Hours. No, 2 to 5 hours. 2 through 5 pages using a data set and the topics we have covered thus far. Does that make sense? We're going to have a data set. We're going to choose a data set, and then we're going to use the topic we've covered thus far. You're going to have about 4 or 5 questions, and then we will look at your knowledge on those questions and your utilization of the tools and techniques. This is as applied as I can make this. Because why am I doing this? Will there be quizzes as well? There are in 474, there are quizzes, Caitlin. Good question right there. There are the quizzes in 474. So my goal with this right here is having, switching it up. Adam, what do you think about that? Like, not so much book assignments where it's like, interpret the slope. I'm probably going to introduce this into 320 also, but not like interpret the slope for this group. Find the mean for this group. It's like, let's do a clustering example right here and, you know, present to the company the clusters and describe the groups. Like that might be one of our tasks. Like we're going to look at it as a, it's kind of like how you do things in 479. That's what I'm modeling it after. More like, so when you get to 479, you're like, oh, I've been doing, you know, business reports for a long time. Like it's using what you do in a business setting. That's kind of my goal with 474, 475 now, is to be like, we're just doing it like it's a business setting. It's not like it's a class, you know, like a textbook assignment anymore. It's just like, you're working on this project. We could even come up with a theme for it. We could be like, oh, this week we're working for Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Frito-Lay. Maybe I could even have them use some of the data sets. Do you have an example? Yeah, sure. Like, so what we could do is we could go work for a car company right now. So imagine this. Let's go over here. We just got this. We could do stocks. That was fun. Yeah, thank you, Kayla. I'm excited about it because I want to make this so applied that when you go to a job, you're like, I've been writing business reports for years. Like they're like, but you're like 22, 23. And you're like, yeah, I started writing business reports 3 years ago. I've just done it through most of my college career. Like I write my executive summary. I give you my key findings. I go through, I illustrate the key concepts we would need. And then I go into what our actions are going to be from this. And they're like, wow, you're super professional. You know what's going on. Because solving a textbook problem is not, I mean, it's good, but I want you to like use what we do. The only thing I learned after a few weeks of work, this one would have been very beneficial. That's exactly what I'm thinking. So Adam, shout outs, Adam right there. I want to give students the best advantage. You know, I'm a huge fan of our students. So let's take a look. So what we would do is we'd take a data set like empty cars. And let's say we want to figure out what is an important thing about cars that you would care about. I'm going to let you tell me. What do the different tiers mean in our points? Oh, they're just fun names for the levels, but then the points are how many points you have. Probably by showing up at the start, you've probably already got a ton of points. Go tell people. If anyone's like, how do you get points? Be like, just show up. Brian will throw out points randomly. Like, people already have half a bonus point. Miles per gallon. Yeah, a lot of people are probably interested in miles per gallon. So we could say something like, we could start out, currently, gas is expensive. So we could do this right here. Gas is expensive. Our company wants to understand what goes into high gas prices when it comes to cars. So task 1, identify key variables that are associated with high gas prices. So this right here, the first task, this is kind of, does everyone understand this? Our first task right here is to identify key variables that are associated with high gas prices. And I wrote associated for a reason. Because if I write associated, who knows a code from 320? Horsepower might be? Ooh, Lewis got to guess a horsepower. Who's got to identify, and then let's say here, also explain quantities. Well, then let's go right here and do a task 2. Task 2. Explain quantities. Explain statistical quantities to the reader. Quantities to the reader and why they are important. Okay. Does anyone here know a code for 474, 475 that we could use to make this nice and easy? Does anyone know any sort of code? We've got cars. Like we got a Camaro Z28. What is a code we could look at to see how things are associated? Does anyone remember from 320? I'm going to throw a big 50-point bounty on this. I've lost the 201ers maybe. No! And the 474s are like, I got to brush those. Oh, Riley right there. Great job, Riley. Excellent work, Riley. 50 points right there. Riley just said, I got this. Associate function, right? I kept saying associated, right? So now we take associated and we want to explain miles per gallon. And Leo suggested horsepower. So it's y tilde x, comma, data equals. And now we go empty cars. And guess what we get? Right here is our plot. And then right there's the correlation. So Leo was very correct. And Kayla's making a regression. Good answer, Kayla, right there. You could do the regression also. So Kayla's got y tilde x, and Caitlin, good work there too. Y tilde x comma data equals. So we could do a regression. And this is the thing, is there's many ways to do this. There's not just this one way. The associate function is really awesome because let's say if someone said, and I'm going to put this here in the chat, what if someone said the weight of a car, WT, is maybe what explains better the horsepower, the miles per gallon? What could we change to make this into a different code to run it? So how could we do this right here? What could we do? What could we do? Any ideas on, is the R program used in business IRL? In real life? Totally. 100%. A lot of businesses use R. It's free, and a lot of businesses use R. Python, R, Tableau, what else? Power BI. Lots of businesses use R. It's just like you go into business, they're going to use what they're going to use, but businesses are very open to R because it's free. That's a huge reason to be like, oh, it's free, and people learn it. So, like in college. Does anyone know how we could look at weight? I want to investigate the weight of a car and see how much that impacts miles per gallon. We could. So I don't know. I don't think we can do bivariate. Good answer, Kayla, right there. Kayla says, especially, well, Kayla had a regression. I'll show you what Kayla put. Kayla's doing a multivariate analysis now. And Kayla, that's such a good answer, worth 50 points. Kayla might add a multivariate analysis right here. And now we could look at the summary to see in a multivariate analysis, is it really horsepower or weight? You know what's so interesting? Weight is more statistically significant. Exactly, or replace. That's what I was kind of looking for right there. But weight is very statistically significant when you look at the value right there in the multivariate analysis. And then we could look at the univariate analysis right here. And wow, weight is still super significant. And it actually has a more of a what type of relationship. I want you to look at this for one last question right here. Weight has a little bit more of a what relationship than the horsepower. Here's weight. Here's horsepower. There's weight. There's horsepower. Weight has a little bit, and this is weight again, weight has a little bit more of a what relationship. So there's horsepower and there's weight. Weight has a little bit more of a what relationship. It's kind of a review of topics we covered in the earlier classes. Has a little bit more of a this relationship. What kind of relationship are we talking about here? Not the other one's this. Linear, exactly. A little more linear. So it's Galen, great work right there too. And Kayla, great work. A little more linear. We can especially see this if we go in here and investigate the non-linearity of it. And we make the univariate relationship and we go to choose order on this. Not that one. Choose order. And here is the weight. And let's go look at the other one real quick. And here is horsepower. And we can look at it visually to see what it looks like. And just think about how these graphics convey ideas to you, that there's more of a bend right here. And Chanel, great work. Here is horsepower with a little bit more of a bend. And here is weight with a little bit less of a bend when we go to those polynomial models. This is what we're trying to do. This is just us talking about the variables, talking about the data, talking about things that are most associated. And last but not least, and this is chapter 6 for 201, both of these variables have a what association with miles per gallon. Both of these variables have a what association with miles per gallon. You can see it right here. This is chapter 6 correlation for 201. Both of these variables have a what association. And this is what your assignments will be like. It'll just be like talking through this, talking about these quantities. We'd want to mention the R squared. We'd want to mention the correlation maybe. Both of these have a very, very what relationship. I'm going to take a few more questions here. I like teaching, if you can't tell. I love these concepts. They both have a very, very what relationship. Look at the way the line goes. The line is going down. So they're whatly correlated. Like if you have a very heavy car, negative, Kirsten right there, great answer, negatively correlated. Yeah, that's it. Liz right there, 50 points. That's it, negatively correlated. They're negatively related, as in cars that weigh more generally get worse miles per gallon. Cars that have a higher horsepower generally get worse miles per gallon. So negatively correlated. That is chapter 6. That'll be what, at the end of this week or start end of this week or something. You'll start learning about correlation and how if the line goes down, that's negative correlation, as in higher horsepower, lower miles per gallon, negatively correlated when they go in reverse directions of each other. So this is a chapter we do in 201. We don't go as in depth as we do in the upper level classes, but you get some foundation for it. But this is what your reports will be like. It's just meant to be like a report to the business, and I'll be grading it on how well you communicate the ideas, because that's what I want you to be able to do. what other questions are there? And 201, we can switch back to you here if you like. But what other questions are there from 474, 475? We'll be meeting tomorrow for those classes. But what questions do people have? Maybe go for another 10 minutes or so. We'll see what people are wondering. What are people wondering? I'm just stoked. I really put on a little sappy music right here. To me, statistics is the ability to understand the world around you. And it's just taking in information and turning it into knowledge. Oh, thank you so much, Caitlin, right there. I appreciate that. Yeah, and so, well, if you're in 201, it'll be asynchronous, and you're always welcome to jump into live stream and just say hey and ask questions. Jump on the Discord. I'm gonna go answer those Discord questions here in a moment after I hop off the live stream. But yeah, go to the main screen here. But yeah, you can just jump in here anytime, ask questions. You see that we're live, just be like, hey Brian, I was wondering about this. We'll go over here to the chill screen. Just go to my guitars. As far as the knowledge check goes, those are, should we note the material? They're pretty, yeah, I would take notes on the material, on the knowledge checks. I would take notes on the knowledge check material. Definitely good answer. Good question right there, Liz. Go non-Pearson material goes. Yes, and the number one thing will be the Canvas contents though. Canvas contents are gonna be number one checks. More questions if you got them. More questions. Just put like your questions on the screen right there. I have not seen it actually. Oh, Sam. Well, thank you, Sam. Some 20 points for you right there. We got so much craziness and wackiness in this class. It's fun. I feel like sometimes I'm at like, I want to make this, I've got all these different ideas of like, I'm at like a space station. I've got like these levers and I'm like driving the space station ship. Can you play us something after questions as a closing? On the piano? The piano's way over there. I'll probably play some piano sometime. That'll be like, we'll do that for like exam 1 or exam 2 or something. I need to get a wire so I can put the music through. Caitlin, see you tomorrow. Just join the Discord. Message me if you have problems with it or you're wondering, and we'll make sure. But we message pretty quickly. Kayla, thank you so much. Yeah, I wish, I don't know, like I like talking about these topics. Like I get excited about talking about numbers and data and stuff like that. And so I think to me, it's just a conversation on here. I realize for students, it's a grade, like you have to cover the material. So I understand like tests are not fun. But that's why, especially for 201, your tests are only 33%. You're welcome, Jessica. I'm glad this was helpful. I ramble a little bit sometimes, but I'm glad this was helpful. I'm like, focus, Brian, focus. Turn down the ADD. Turn it down. But yeah, no, we just come here, relax, play another song or two, and then we'll head off. You're welcome, Leela. Have a good night. Have a great night. Finishing up right here. You got any last moment questions? We'll play this song. We'll see if we need one more. And then we'll head out. Play the Star Wars outro again. I was just about taking a summer class with these. Oh, that's awesome, Michaela, right there. Yeah, anytime you have questions, please let me know. And the Discord is a great way to get quick responses. Dennis is on there a lot of times. Parker's on there. Adam's on there. We got a lot of people on the Discord to help out. So whenever you're wondering, and the more people get on the Discord, personally, in my opinion, the better. Because that way, just like you hop on the Discord, you ask a question, there you go. If you're in 2-1, can we join the 400 classes and get hours points? The office hours, yep. You can join the office hours at any time. Those are open to all students at 10:30. Remember, the link is over on the side on your Canvas. I always suggest my friend decide. Oh, Yokui, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. Will the questions and answers be posted anywhere? The whole thing is posted. Here, I'll go to the main screen so you can see them. Here are the questions, and also we're just answering things on Discord. Let me turn off the rainbow. Where'd the rainbow go? There we go. Rainbow off. I think I saw that on. You're welcome, Christy. Great work. So here's all the questions from 201 tonight. These are all 201 questions. And hop over to the Discord if you got more questions. You know what I might be able to do? Watch this. I'm going to go over to this right here. And I'm going to put this in the 201 Discord. And, oh, got someone in just chatting over there. I'll be answering more questions right here. Let me see. Will this work? This might be a bad idea. No, that's a bad idea. Oh, it's a lot. Let's see. We will post them. And you're welcome, Dylan. See you tomorrow. I'm new to business analytics and glad to see you're well versed in that field. Awesome, Jacob. Of course. Well, yeah. You know what's really cool is a lot of my students go out and do work, and then they come back and teach me stuff or suggest things. Like they're like, hey, Brian, we're using this, or I think this would help. So, Jacob, as you grow and learn too, and if 2-3 years or even a year after you're done, you saw Adam came back. I welcome all my students back. Nick Brown has taught me so much. A lot of my students know things more than I know in some areas. Like, I mean, it's kind of sad. Like, I teach a lot of the basic stuff. Like, I teach you like what you need to know, and then people go out and specialize. Like, if you've been working in the field for like 20 years, you're gonna know a lot. Because I love it, but one of the things that gets to me is like, I love this about teaching is like, I'm an expert at the basics. Like, I know the basics super well, but like Nick has to keep pushing his boundaries. Nick has to go above, like he has to get to like super high levels, but I would have to bring someone with me along that path. That's not my path. Does that make sense? Like, I'm here to teach you to a level, and then people like Nick geez, the stuff I've seen my students do just astounds me, and I'm really proud of them. So that's the coolest thing, is like seeing someone 5-10 years later. Yeah. Because I mean, if I was like teaching like PhD level stuff, then you'd be like, well, hey, Brian, this is beyond me. So I don't get to really focus my attention on that. I don't know. It's like, it's pretty fun. Like, you learn things so in depth. Like, I'm like, I learned this new thing about like this basic concept. But yeah, it is. And that's what, yeah, what the first semester I taught some of these topics, I knew them, but like to what extent? Now that I've been doing a lot of these classes for 201, I've been doing for 13 years. My gosh. 320 I've been doing for 8 years. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, Liz, right there. Like, I have a super solid foundation. I've got like concrete everywhere. But Nick's got a tower in the sky. Like, he's got strong foundations the way down, but I've got like this, I guess, steel, not even concrete. It's like steel foundation. Like, there's nothing shaking my foundation in the concepts I teach. But Nick has just like grown this tower to the sky. I have taught 201, 207, 320, 340. I can name what the classes are if you want. 474, 475. Is that all I've taught? I taught 6. I thought there was another class I taught. Regression, statistical process control, data mining, time series, intro stats, honors stats. So a lot of the basics, but also data mining and kind of investigation techniques. So I have a master's in business analytics and applied statistics, I think. We had to do like an applied thing. We'll play one more song. Keep those questions coming in. Last song of the night, maybe. But I don't know. It's like there's so many new things. And that's why I just want my students to come back. And we're trying to plan that out for the start of next semester. We'll throw some more points out here. Head to the main screen. We might say bye in a moment. What are your last questions right here? Last questions of the evening. What questions do you have? It was 109 when I went out in the car today. 109. Texas is a little too hot. How's it in Knoxville for you? We're not loving the 109 weather. We have our like AC on set to like 75 and the apartment can't get below 80. It's like it's trying to like keep up as like we're just like radiating heat. Well, hot and stormy. Well, storm might cool it down a little bit right there. Storm might cool it down. Like there's a real tree. What is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. It's like one of those fruit leathers or something. Humid. Yeah, it was like you feel like you're just walking through a cloud of heat. I'm from New York, if you ever hear my accent. Terribly humid in Nashville. Oh, car interior gets hot with your black leather. Oof. Just like get stuck to the seat. You're just like, this is horrible. That is, yeah. It'll cool down here soon. then we'll get to relax. We had the huge snowstorm here in Texas. I was gonna play the intro video with my hair. I was planning on doing that tonight. I was like, here's the hair video. Let me turn off the music here. Well, I'll do the surprise at the start of one class, so don't tell 474, 475. They might still be here, but I was gonna play this video right here. Hey everyone, welcome to Stat to One. How are you doing this morning right here? How's everyone doing? Everyone doing all right? I think that's something. That's where I duck down. But now I'm a different size. Now I'm a different, like, I've changed the orientation of this. I can't believe I used to do that so, like, low. Like, I've tried to make this more, I don't know. I'll look at how streamers are doing and trying to always update everything. But maybe one day the hair will go to the shoulders again. With that, I think it's time, everyone. We'll do the Star Wars outro. So stay tuned here for a little bit of fun, and I will see you tomorrow or see you on the Discord. I see I got 7 messages on the Discord, so message on the Discord, say hey, always ask those questions, and we'll see everyone here soon. Bye, Kayla. Bye, Chanel. Bye, Jacob. Bye, Liz. Bye, Kayla. Bye, Christy. Bye, Sam. Bye, everybody. We've almost got these new intros ready. We're almost there.
This has been going for like 20 hours. This ends now.